This is not an ordinary message. You didn't stumble upon this by chance. You were called to hear these words, chosen to awaken your spirit and reclaim what's been stolen. Before we begin, take a moment to commit to this journey. Subscribe and share this message as an act of spiritual restoration, a ripple effect that will transform lives and spread awakening across the unseen realms. There are no coincidences here. The very fact that you found this video is a sign, a signal meant for you. You've felt it, haven't you? A quiet sense that something sacred has been slipping through your fingers. You've woken up with a fog in your mind, remembering fragments of something profound, but it dissolves like mist at dawn. Let me tell you this, that is not normal. Forgetting your dreams is not a passive coincidence. It is an act of theft. Your dreams are sacred, divine transmissions meant to guide you, protect you, and prepare you. But there is a silent war raging, a spiritual attack targeting your memories while you sleep. You wouldn't lose something heaven handed you unless someone worked to take it away. Dreams are not random flickers of the subconscious. They are sacred portals, doorways to realms that your waking mind cannot access. When you close your eyes and your body rests, your spirit awakens. It travels to places where divine codes are inscribed, where warnings are whispered, and where prophecies are laid before you. Your dreams are maps, blueprints from heaven, meant to lead you to your destiny. But ask yourself this, why is it that something so profound disappears so easily by morning? Why is it that the messages meant for you become so elusive? That is because your dreams are under siege. Forces from the unseen realm labor through the night, not to stop your dreams, but to erase their memory before you can act upon them. There is an invisible war against your dreams, one that so many remain unaware of. The enemy understands the power locked within your dreams. They are not after anything insignificant. They target only the chosen, those carrying divine blueprints, prophetic messages, and destinies powerful enough to shift entire generations. If you've been close to a breakthrough, if you've been stepping into a season of clarity or purpose in your life, chances are this war has already touched you. You see, the forces of darkness do not pursue empty souls. They don't waste their energy on those with no impact. It is the awakened, the chosen, the marked, ones who feel the weight of this spiritual interference. And if you are here watching this, you are one of them. This sabotage operates quietly and cleverly. It doesn't crash into your life with chaos, but comes in the still of the night when you are most vulnerable. These are spirits of confusion, fog, and forgetfulness, working to erase what heaven has revealed. Have you ever woken up feeling like you've just touched the edge of something profound, only for it to slip away? That is their work, to blank the slate before divine strategy takes root in your being. The goal is clear: keep you disconnected from heaven's voice and trapped in a state of inertia. By stealing the wisdom of your dreams, they delay your breakthroughs, block your growth, and keep your spirit dormant. But take heart, what has been stolen can be reclaimed. The consequences of this spiritual sabotage go far beyond simple memory loss. They manifest as a profound disconnection from your purpose, a sense of inexplicable emptiness, or a melancholy that has no apparent reason. You may feel like something has been lost, that a vital part of your spiritual journey has been ripped away from you. It is as if you are in a dark room, knowing there is a door, but unable to find it. This evil strategy aims to undermine your confidence, sow doubt, and delay each step toward your destiny. The enemy knows that a remembered dream, a deciphered code, can be the key to dismantling old strongholds and accelerating your evolution. It is a direct attack on your line of communication with the divine, a blockade to the source of wisdom that has been promised to you. But there is a way to counter this, to turn the tide of forgetfulness. The first step is awareness. You need to recognize that forgetting your dreams is not a fault of yours or a natural process. it is sabotage. Understand that your dreams are not mere nocturnal images. They are sanctuaries, receptacles of heavenly codes and prophetic messages. Let go of the narrative that you just don't remember your dreams. This is a lie the enemy wants you to believe, to keep you disarmed. When you state this truth, you empower the attack. Instead, begin to affirm the sacredness of your sleep and the importance of the revelations you receive. This shift in mindset is the first gateway to recovery, the first line of defense against spiritual theft. From now on, your bedside table will no longer be just a bookend or a lamp. It will become an arsenal. Keep a notebook and pen by your side, like a warrior keeps his sword. At the slightest glimmer of consciousness upon waking, before your eyes have even adjusted to the light, write it down. No matter how fragmented or strange what you remember seems, it could be a single word, a color, a sensation, a geometric shape, or even a lingering emotion. Record it all. These little details are the keys, the entry points to unlocking larger messages. The morning mind is the canvas where sabotage is most active, trying to erase the screen. Act before it has a chance. This is your declaration of war against forgetfulness. In addition to writing immediately, your mouth will become a powerful weapon before you even close your eyes. Before you fall asleep, declare your spiritual protection out loud. With authority, rebuke the spirit of forgetfulness, the spirits of fog and confusion that try to hover over your sleep. Speak with conviction. My dreams are sacred. No shadow can steal them. Ask for clarity and understanding. Ask that divine messages be clear and that the memory of them remain vivid in your mind upon awakening. This activated prayer, this proclamation, is a tool that shakes heaven and earth, creating a protective shield over your dream mind. Do not underestimate the power of your words spoken with faith and intention. The most insidious and damaging form of spiritual sabotage lies not only in the act of theft itself, but in the passive acceptance of loss. Think of how many times you have, perhaps unintentionally, uttered the phrase with a sigh of resignation, "Oh, I just can't remember my dreams." This statement, seemingly innocuous and even understandable at first glance, is in fact a spiritual agreement. It is a tacit acknowledgement, a permission granted to the enemy to continue his work of theft. It is a silent pact that validates the action of darkness, giving them carte blanche to continue depriving you of your dream inheritance. But the time for such resignation is over. The time has come to break this pact, to stand up in full authority and proclaim with unshakable conviction, no more. It is not a question of not being able to, as if it were an innate limitation or a brain defect. It is a question of not allowing. You must reject this belief, this ingrained lie, with every fiber of your being, with the force of a hurricane uprooting trees. Uproot it from your subconscious mind, banish it from your everyday vocabulary, and tear it from your very identity. This act of rebellion is a declaration of spiritual war, an affirmation that you will no longer be content with the crumbs tossed at the edge of the heavenly banquet that was promised and prepared for you before you even existed. Your voice is not empty. It holds immense power, and your refusal to accept this lie is the first step toward claiming your rightful dream inheritance, the full return of your revelations. Every time you catch yourself saying or thinking this limiting phrase, stop, correct yourself immediately, and boldly declare the truth that heaven expects you to live. I am a privileged recipient of divine revelation, and all my dreams are precious and perfectly memorable, saved for my purpose. Your prayers and utterances are not mere whispers lost in the vast and indifferent void. They are, in their purest essence, weapons forged in the fire of the Spirit, designed to resonate and shake the very foundations of the spiritual dimensions. When you kneel or simply open your mouth to pray with unshakable faith, When you speak the truth with a conviction that springs from the depths of your soul, you are not merely talking to the air or muttering to yourself. You are, in fact, activating heavenly legions, mobilizing war angels to fight at your side, and dismantling brick by brick the oldest and most imposing demonic strongholds that stand against your destiny. Imagine your words not as sounds, but as fiery arrows fired with divine precision and power that pierce the densest darkness, striking the spirits of forgetfulness and confusion directly in their own treacherous domain. Lift up your voice and declare with the authority granted to you by the Creator of the universe. My dreams are sacred, inviolable. No shadow, no entity, no device of the enemy can steal them from me. I claim, now and forever, every revelation, every warning, every instruction, every prophecy that heaven itself, in its infinite wisdom, sent to me. While my body lay at rest, use this language of spiritual warfare, not in blind anger, but with the calm, unshakable authority that comes directly from your divine parentage. Do not settle for lukewarm, generic, or passionless prayer. Be fervent, be passionate, be relentless in your pursuit of truth and memory. Your mouth is not just an organ for speech, it is the portal for the manifestation of your spirit into the unseen world. When you speak in faith, the entire universe, in all its complexity, bends to listen. When you speak the word, the impossible bends and becomes possible before your eyes. This is your prophetic voice rising up, a clear trumpet to protect and claim what is rightfully yours, your most valuable inheritance. Understand that this message is not designed to be just another piece of information that you passively consume in your daily routine. This is not a casual podcast that you listen to while doing other tasks, or a generic self-help video that offers superficial advice. No, this is, at its core, a profound activation. It is an irrefutable call, a wake-up call for that which has long lain dormant within your innermost being to come alive and manifest. You are not just learning about the mechanics of dreams. You are being actively reminded of who you really are, your true spiritual identity, your divine origin, and your intrinsic purpose. You are, at this very moment, recollecting your lineage, the celestial ancestry that runs through your veins, and the umbilical connection you have to the higher realms. You are being reminded of your innate and divine ability to receive, decipher, and interpret direct messages from the throne of the Almighty, messages that can change the course of your life and the lives of many around you. Every word you read or hear here, every concept that flashes in your mind, is not just a concept. It is a code, a key forged in the ether, designed to unlock ancient memories and spiritual abilities that have perhaps been suppressed or forgotten on your earthly journey. This is a visceral reconnection with your higher self, an alignment with the whispering voice of the Holy Spirit that ceaselessly seeks to communicate with you, especially in the stillness and receptivity of your sleep. Allow this truth, this revelation, to penetrate deep into your spirit, to take root in your soul, to ignite an unquenchable flame of recognition and power. Allow it to awaken the prophet, the seer, the dreamer, the decipherer of mysteries that you were created and destined to be from the beginning of time. Do not merely listen to these words as a passive observer. Activate them. Become the living manifestation of this truth. And so you must understand, with crystal clarity and unshakable conviction, that you are no ordinary dreamer, one who drifts aimlessly through fleeting dreamscapes. No, you are in fact a sentinel of the night, a vigilant observer of the portals that open when the outside world falls. Asleep, you are a sacred guardian of divine transmissions, a caretaker of the purest and most vital messages that the universe wishes to share with you. Your nights are not mere periods of physical rest or random pauses in your routine. They are, at their deepest essence, Sacred vigils, shifts of spiritual service where your spirit is actively engaged, receiving and processing crucial information. Every dream you manage to recall, every fragment that emerges from the fog of forgetfulness, is not just a passing image or a meaningless fantasy. It is, in its true form, a powerful weapon, a strategic tool handed to you. It is an indispensable piece of the vast and complex puzzle of your own story, a precious fragment of the greater plan, of the divine tapestry that heaven has meticulously woven for your life and purpose. Your dreams are not mere random ramblings. They are detailed blueprints for your destiny, celestial blueprints packed with essential information. They contain the genetic codes of your life purpose, the surefire strategies for overcoming the most insurmountable obstacles, and the golden keys to unlocking your fullness and untapped potential. For too long, you may have taken this extraordinary ability for granted, perhaps even allowed it to be stolen or obscured by the fog of the world. But now, in this moment of clarity, you are being called back to your position of honor, to assume your mantle as interceptor of heavenly messages, prophet of your own path. What you are able to see and discern in the darkness of night will powerfully and inevitably shape what you manifest and live in the full light of day. Claim your vision. The depth of truth that permeates your dreams is something that the human mind, in its limited state, can barely comprehend in its entirety. Your nocturnal images are not whims of the subconscious, mere random inventions of an idle mind. On the contrary, they are the primordial language of the spirit, a sacred dialect that the Creator himself uses to communicate with the most hidden layers of your soul. Every symbol, every color, every feeling that you experience in your dreams is a syllable in a coded message, a part of a divine enigma waiting to be deciphered. These messages are not just for your personal edification. They carry prophetic warnings for your family, strategic insights for your career, precise directions for your ministry or life mission. You have been equipped with the innate ability to be a decipherer of these mysteries, an interpreter of heavenly will. But this ability, like any other, atrophies without use. This is why the enemy works tirelessly to cloud your dream memory. He knows that an unremembered dream is a divine strategy unexecuted, a blessing unclaimed, a danger unavoided. The act of remembering, therefore, is an act of discernment, of spiritual intelligence, of aligning yourself with the frequency of heaven to hear what is being transmitted. When you begin to remember, interpret, and, crucially, act on the insights you receive through your dreams, you are not only improving yourself, you are becoming an agent of transformation, a bringer of light into a world that yearns for it. This action, this act of spiritual obedience, has the intrinsic power to break chains that have dragged down generations, to untie knots that have trapped entire lineages in cycles of pain and limitation. You become the link, the bridge, the liberator for those who came before you and those who will come after you. Your dreams, when understood and applied, can heal ancestral wounds, dissolve curses, and release a flow of blessings that transcend time and space. You are not only healing yourself, you are healing your family tree. This is the latent power in your hands, a sacred responsibility waiting to be activated. With each memory, a chain is broken. With each interpretation, a truth is revealed. With each action, a new reality is forged. And the greatest revelation of all is that as you delve into this process of remembering and deciphering your dreams, you are not just receiving information, you are actively awakening your mission. Your mission is not something you seek outside of yourself. It is something that is already intrinsically woven into your spiritual DNA, waiting to be activated. Your dreams are the map, the instruction manual for this mission. They reveal the gifts you are to use, the people you are to meet, the paths you are to walk. The universe, in its infinite wisdom and generosity, did not send you to earth without a guide. That guide manifests itself in the stillness of the night, in the ethereal landscapes of your sleep. Those who do not remember their dreams often feel lost, without purpose, going in circles because they are disconnected from the source of their own inner guidance. But for you, who are awakening to this truth, the fog lifts and the path becomes clear. You are not just waking up to a new day, you are waking up to a new you, a you more aligned, more purposeful, and more powerful than you ever imagined yourself to be. Therefore, put an end to any trace of discouragement or passivity. From this moment on, your attitude toward your dreams must be one of complete authority and reverence. You are not a passive recipient of random events. You are an active participant in the architecture of your spiritual reality. Declare with all the fervor of your soul and the firmness of your conviction, I will remember what heaven wants to show me. This is not just a phrase, it is a mantra, a personal prophecy, a decree that resonates throughout the spiritual realms, breaking down barriers and opening floodgates of revelation. Let these words become your breath, your deepest intention as you fall asleep. They are your key, your command to the universe. Each night, as you close your eyes, you are not just preparing to sleep. You are preparing to receive, to be instructed, to be activated. You are opening yourself to the divine communication that has been your heritage since the beginning of time, and that for so long has been silenced or forgotten. But your responsibility does not end with your own remembrance and activation. You have been chosen for more than that. The message you have received, the truth you now understand, is not to be kept secret. It is a torch to be passed on, a light to dispel the shadows of oblivion in the lives of others. There are countless souls around you who, like you once did, feel lost, disconnected, unsure why their dreams fade into the dawn. They too are targets of the same sabotage, the same silent strategy to keep them in a deep spiritual slumber, preventing them from accessing their own divine plans. Share this message boldly and compassionately. Be the voice that awakens your brothers and sisters to this vital truth. Each time you share, you are not just sharing a video, you are igniting a wave of liberation, a spiritual revolution that begins in the stillness of night and manifests in the clarity of day. You are breaking invisible strongholds over the collective mind, paving the way for more and more people to claim their dream heritage. The reverberations of your action will reach beyond what you can see, touching lives you will never meet personally, but who will be transformed by the knowledge you have shared. Remember, you didn't find this video. This video found you. It wasn't by chance. It was a call, a whisper from the universe. To remember who you truly are and the power you hold. You're not awakening, you're remembering. Memories of a time before time, of pacts made and purposes set. You were chosen before you were born, and this is just one of many keys that will set you free to fulfill your purpose. Every word here is a secret you were meant to hear, a revelation meant to reignite the flame within you. And so, now that you are armed with this truth, this profound understanding and the tools to fight back, you are invited to an even greater commitment. The promise is not just to remember your dreams, but to become an active guardian of the revelations. May your life be a living testament to the power of a spirit that refuses to forget. May your journey inspire others to break the spell of forgetfulness. Declare this, not only to yourself, but to the universe. I will remember what heaven wants to show me. And in doing so, be living proof that divine memory is the key to soul awakening and destiny. Manifestation. If you have felt the truth of these words resonate in your spirit, then you know that this is not a journey to be walked alone. Join our community of awakened ones, those who are ready to claim their missions and decipher the secrets of heaven. Subscribe to our channel for more activations and profound revelations. Leave a comment below with your greatest revelation or a dream you refuse to forget. And most importantly, share this video with someone you know needs to hear this message. Because together we will activate an army of dreamers who remember and break the chains of forgetfulness forever. Embrace your power. Remember your destiny.